if you're working your chords into your guitar solos like this, or maybe your guitar solo into a chord, you're putting too much effort into what you're doing already because you're practicing everything all the time. If you're just trying to work your transitions, just work the back part of each section into the front part and you'll be better at what you're doing. So what I mean by that, guys, is if, let's say if you're practicing a Metallica song or something that's very lengthy, if you're just playing everything up to where you're getting the same mistake or the same result, you're just wasting time and energy on parts you already know. The best thing to do is understand the back part of the transition to the front part of what you're trying to go into. So like, as again, if I'm playing this chord progression right here, into the solo, I don't need to do all of that because I'm just wasting a lot of energy, especially if I already know how to play all these chords and the solo, but I'm just having trouble putting it together. So what I would recommend is if this is your chord progression, I would recommend instead you want to just target the last chord into the first note of the solo. So here's your last chord, into that first bend into the solo. Now obviously I'm keeping this very dry. I'm not doing a lot on this video as far as chord progression into solo. The solo is super small. That's the point, because this is going to be a concept you need to apply to anything and everything. So there's no point in me teaching you how to play something just to teach you this concept. Take this idea and apply it to what you're learning. So once again, we got this back chord, C strummed twice, into this first bend. Now, if you find yourself missing that transition, that's what you should work on. So what you're gonna do is you first of all wanna learn how to target the note. So if you are over here, and I did this jump on purpose so you could see how far these jumps go, but if you're on a C chord, let's say over here, and you gotta get over here all the way to fret 15 string 2, what you wanna do is you wanna look ahead of where you're going. So when I'm playing the C chord, I may do the first strum while looking at my chord, but then when I'm about to do my second strum, my eyes are already targeting this note over here on the second string, fret 15. So here's the first strum. My eyes are now over here. Second strum. I am now moving over. My ring finger falls right onto it, and I get into my position to hit the bend. That's what I mean by transitions and practicing nice and slow. So, sorry, I dropped my guitar pick. Now, let's just put that, once you get the idea, you take it nice and slow once again. I looked ahead. Now you're gonna just do this over and over and over. It doesn't matter about speed. It's just about getting the concept first and then walking it and then worrying about speed. What do I mean by walking it? Is you're just gonna do it nice and slow where you don't have to think too quick about what you're doing. You're letting your body learn what you're trying to teach it. I strum once, start to look ahead, strum again, and then play. So that is the concept for chord into solo. Now, same idea here when I go from solo into the chord. If I'm playing this solo, let's even take out that last note. If I were to do it like this, into that chord. If I'm doing that, I don't need to practice the whole solo. Let's say if the solo is 30 seconds. Why would you practice the whole solo to go into the next part if you're having trouble just at the end? A lot of people do that, as I've said, and a lot of my students, they practice something over and over and over just to get to the part where they're having the mistake at. Maybe the mistake is inside the solo from one little part to another. That's a transition. That is something you want to work. But for this one, we're going to keep it where it's kind of more section by section. So maybe I'll make that in the next video. But on this one, once again, so I'm not going to be practicing the whole solo like this into the chord. I'm just going to practice maybe that last slide up into my chord to help me work my practice. So again, now this is a C chord, but an octave up from over here, just so you know. So I'm going to be And you can add that little bend back and forth. I'm just going to take it from here up. So, idea once again, the concept is to be practicing transitions to get your body familiar with it, looking at what you're doing, try to see the shapes. Like on this one, if I'm practicing this slide into the chord, I'm highlighting in my head the chord before I hit it, but I'm allowing myself time to get to it. So I'm going to do it nice and slow. Again. You see how I'm kind of struggling maybe on that middle finger a little bit? And again. And after a while, you'll start to just get it, guys. So let's practice that whole thing now. Once you get the transitions, you feel good, you could practice it all as one big section, nice and slow, maybe from the beginning of the chord progression all the way to the end of the solo into that last jump back into the chord progression of whatever it may be. So look ahead. And there you go, guys. That's all it would be. But once again, the most important thing is to understand that you want to go slow. You want to get yourself familiar with what you're doing. You want to look ahead of where you're going before you need to be there, because you don't want to stutter or stumble because you're not looking ahead of what you're doing. And then when you're coming out of your solo, if you're going into another chord, you want to look ahead at that as well. And maybe highlight that in your head, how the chord may look, so you can make sure you're ahead of the game before you get there. Thank you for watching this guitar lesson video, guys. If you need help with any guitar lessons, piano lessons, music composition, music theory, I'll leave that all in the description box below, along with a couple other videos that may help you get maybe chords or some solos down. Thank you for watching this guitar video, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.